Football is back. It's a great thing. And we'll get into a few other news and notes as well. So keep it tuned here. We will be right back. Vince Wright, your sports governor, here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. And you can also hear the show on Spreaker.com as well as XSquad as well. So when we get back, we'll get into this Goodell nonsense and we'll talk on the rest of the football news. Keep it tuned here. Sports done right.
Excuse me, but I gotta be candid. Black male under pressure, only the strong can stand it. Ghetto pastures, full of coulda, woulda, shouldas, and caskets. Situations critical, tragic. Still can't figure out how AIDS left magic. But I guess if you make enough money, you'll make magic. It's hard to be all you can be when all that you see is death and disease. Black ministers raping the seeds. In the streets, we ain't escaping the heat, we raising it. Them seeds roaming the same streets, but who raising them? Obama ain't filling them bullets when they grazing them. Senate seats don't get taken when the coroners are praising them. Nope, it ain't phasing none of them cats. Afghanistan, we warn right here where we at. It's a fact, love it or hate it, the economy's makeshift. Still gotta get papered, still dodging the haters. Land of the freezer landfill, smell the hatred. 2000 now, nothing's taboo or safe. Life's a soap opera, prepare for speed knots landing. I ain't never scared, I'm a black man standing. Imagine living on an all-black planet with tall buildings made of all black granite. No black on black crime is how I plan it. But every black woman be a black man standing. Failure's not an option, cause that's demanded. By the earth she frail, she need a black man standing. Celebrate just MLK, not Malcolm, Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, or Eldridge Cleaver. How do the government really see us? Integrated, not assimilated, searching for white Jesus. My thesis a work in progress, too much info to process. Nymphos in the projects, birthing babies with limited promise. We in a race for more than land and dollars. We gon' lose if you plan to follow. President's policies is borrowed, sock puppet politics is so hollow. It's a scam on tomorrow. I know we black, y'all, but that's about it. That war overseas, man, that's about chips. Healthcare reform, that's about rich folks and their benefits. Freedom by any means, never been more relevant. Forecast turning credits, and I register my melanin. I be rebelling, military minded with my regiment. Life's a soap opera, prepare for speed knots landing. I ain't never scared, I'm a black man standing. Imagine living on an all-black planet with tall buildings made of all black granite. No black on black crime is how I plan it. But every black woman be a black man standing. Failure's not an option, cause that's demanded. By the earth she frail, she need a black man standing. She need a black man standing. She need a black man standing.
Travis J, Jamar J, and my man Robin, and this is a Robbie Rob set. Come on.
Here we go again. Saw this 1,000 times. You gon' play this role, you must be out your mind. If you think that I'm going, and of course I ain't waiting. This world moving way too fast for me to be patient. So what you said, we act our age. That's right. This ain't a performance, I don't see a stage. But that can be arranged, it's in your brain. What I see, it's already inside you. So let's move through this evening. Let me guide you. The servers on our way back with the Patron shot. You think I might view you like them grown thoughts? Listen, we living, we false. Inhibitions get lost when you kick it with a ball. Why? 'Cause you a bad girl and you know it. You act so different on me. Why you switching on me?
So you say you a good girl,
Say you a good
but
girl.
you really a bad girl.
You really a bad
Why you
girl.
playing these games?
Why you playing these games?
Why you playing these games for me? So you say you a good girl,
Say you a good
when you
girl.
really a bad girl.
Really a bad
Why you
girl.
playing these games?
Why you playing these games?
Why you playing these games for me?
Kid, why you lying? Be yourself. Fool. Kid, why you lying? And them 6-inch heels, you looking all of that. You concerned if I hit, I won't call you back. But that ain't gonna happen, cause I'ma wanna hit again. We can get it in, I don't judge. I just wear the robes at the hotel, get what we did. Stays in the hotel, silly. That's our business. Come on, baby girl, we living for this moment. I'm never with that pump faking. I don't condone, just keep it real. Cause you a bad girl and you know it. You act so different on me. Why you switching on me?
So you say you a good girl,
Say you a good
but
girl.
you really a bad girl.
Really a bad
Why you
girl.
playing these games? Why you playing these games for me? Yeah. So you say you a good girl,
Say you a good
when you
girl.
really a bad girl.
Really a
Yeah.
bad
Why you
girl.
playing these
Why you
games?
playing these games?
Why you playing these games for me?
Kid, why you lying? Be yourself. Fool. Kid, why you lying?
Who are you fooling?
Fool.
Who are you kidding?
Kid,
Why you lying?
why you lying? Be
Who
yourself.
are you fooling?
Fool.
Who are you kidding?
Kid,
Why you lying?
why you lying? Who is you fooling? Just have a seat. My peoples, why are you lying? They passing the loud around so you can take a smoke when they come around. To you, who are you kidding? You got some Grey Goose right here. You know, we gonna make another drink. You being so dick chillin'.
You show me a good girl, you're really a bad girl, So why you playing these games tonight? You show me a good girl, you're really a bad girl, So why you playing these games tonight? You show me a good girl.
The people have spoken, and no matter how it goes down, your sports talk, it's gonna be all right. So forget the GOP, the DNC, the only party in town is at the governor's mansion. The governor of sports talk, that is. Every Tuesday night right here on Spreaker, come on over and get your sports done right. Now let's get back to the show with the big smooth Vince Wright.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vince Wright, Sports Governor, and we are going to talk a little college football. So this one goes out for you, that ninja. OHIO, Ohio State, but that's not who we're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start reviewing some college football. And, of course, that means you know the Gov, Minnesota, baby. Got to start out with them Golden Gophers. So, for the first time, the greatest rouser in college football. That's right. Gopher football is back. No groundhogs this year, Jungo. At least we hope not. And before we start with that, and don't worry, I got you on Goodell. It's coming up next. Yes, sir. And anyway, that is what the heck is a Gopher, says Grego. You're a funny man. But wanted to do the college football first. We're going to get into Goodell and the pro football next. Getting the sound set up for that one. I got some sound. I wanted to say, oh, and by the way, what up, Grego, the sushi eating, Tom Brady loving, ball deflating, defending Patriot fan that he is. So what up, Greg Finney? That's all he needs. Grew up on Cape Cod, now down there in Atlanta GA as well. All right, so let's get through this here. First off, Gopher fans. Oh, man, speaking of Georgia, because we are going to introduce you to some Golden Gophers who are from the state of Georgia. And speaking of one of them, Shannon Brooks is expected to miss 3 to 5 weeks, and this is huge. Obviously, the Gophers' number one running back needs to be on the field, but running back Shannon Brooks, the leading rusher from last year as a freshman, by the way, folks, is recovering from surgery to repair a foot fracture, and he's likely going to miss all the non-conference games, Coach Clay said. He was on crutches for Saturday's scrimmage, and he's on pace to miss 3 to 5 weeks. The Gophers open their season September 1 against Oregon State here in Minneapolis, and that is going to be obviously a huge loss for us. Let's see, he says 2 weeks with no weight on it. After that, we'll see where he's at, says Coach Clays. We'll hope for the best, but everybody heals differently. The good thing is we got it taken care of, so even if he has to miss the first ball game or two, we're going to have him for the majority of the schedule. He fractured a bone, and they had to put a screw in his foot, so not a complete break, but still, it is what it is. Now, Brooks last year, he had 119 rushes for 709 yards, 7 touchdowns. He had touchdown runs of 75, 71, 40, and 38 yards last year and became the first Gopher running back since Lawrence Maroney in 2005 to have 4 longer than 35 yards in a season. Now, speaking of Georgia Gophers, here comes another Georgia Gopher we'll introduce you to in a second, Rodney Smith, who is going to be filling in. And by the way, it was Rodney Smith that had to take a seat on the bench because of Shannon Brooks last year. So the redshirt sophomore, who himself ran for 609 yards last year, will be back at tailback for the Golden Gophers. They also got a guy, Kobe McCrary. He's a junior college transfer from Butler, Kansas Community College, and he is available as well. Injury report for our Golden Gophers here. Nobody really. Linebacker Cody Pock. Hopefully he'll be back soon. And junior wide receiver Eric Carter twisted an ankle, but no big deal there. And Mitch Leidner. Mitch Leidner, yes. The quarterback with the big question mark after his name. Now, it was kind of interesting at the Gopher scrimmage last Saturday. They basically sat him out and they let the backup quarterbacks have at it. So Dimry Croft, Woodbury, our hometown here for the Sports Governor, Seth Green, Mark Williams, and Connor Rhoda all played and looked pretty good moving the offense there as well. Dimry Croft had a 35-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Johnson. So Gophers are off and running, but losing their top running back. Now, on a more serious note here, and again, this is Vince Wright, Sports Governor from Minnesota on Sports Done Right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Please, folks out there and all you Gopher fans up here in the upper Midwest, keep a prayer line out for linebacker coach Mike Sherrills. Now, yes, that is his brother who runs back the kickoffs for the Vikings, but Coach Mike Sherrills, he's only 31. He remains hospitalized after emergency surgery last Thursday for an undisclosed illness. Linebacker Jack Lynn says we're all worried about him. You got to separate things throughout the day. There will be a time to think about him. When you step on the field, you have to think about business because Oregon State, they're working hard. Wisconsin is working hard. We have to do the same. And this is a very mysterious thing because Coach Sherrills, like he said, he kind of went in for what was reported here locally. It didn't seem like it was major surgery, so we don't know, as the family has been very tight-lipped, if there's an infection or just exactly what is going on with Coach Mike Sherrills. And his part in Gopher history, he's 31 years old. When he played here, he was actually a walk-on, and he was the first Gopher walk-on to earn the title of captain of the team, and he did that in his junior and senior years. So he is a very beloved figure here on the campus, and we wish him well, man. And, yeah, very odd, but, again, we're praying for him. Most definitely, man. Let me jump in this chat room here for a minute. I know I've been kind of going on and on here. Like I said, I got to go see a man about a horse again here tonight. Oh, and about that, before I go on, last year on Sports and More, I had to cut the show short. Unfortunately, the governor of Sports Talk will not be making his acting debut here in the month of September. Give you a little background. A gentleman I used to work with, his mother and father, you know, they're actors and actresses, and they run the theater here in a town called Hudson, Wisconsin, and they're actually doing a play on Vince Lombardi, and they needed me, i.e. a black guy who just happens to be about 6'5" and a big dude, They wanted me to play this part of, I forgot the guy's name, Don somebody. He was an offensive lineman back in the 60s for the Packers. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, because I'm going to be in Atlanta on opening weekend. And then I got plans. I think there's a Gopher game going on. So it didn't work out, but it would have been a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Grego in their voice sounding crisp. Eddie looking crazy, says Grego. Hope he doesn't have that Eddie Long. What else? Oh, hold on. The one and only.